Hello guys, my name is JB. I hope you are all doing well. So let's get started into the intra-week technical analysis of gold. Now, as we saw previous week that gold got its rejection from 1804, after which the momentum towards downside continued for the whole week, and this week the downside momentum also continued. The gold found its final weekly support at 1738, which is near its main support of 1730. Now here we can see a doji candle or weekly time frame. So we can expect that from this level the gold is going to take support and start moving towards upside once again. The main support around this level is 1738 obviously, which is the current support, and then the 1730, which is also the main support. After the support of 1730 we have a main support at 1708 and then ultimately 1680. Now the question is, what's going to be the move for the next week of gold? Now for next week, if we look at the VWAP, let's bring it here, and we can see that the gold is getting rejection from the VWAP on a weekly time frame. So from here we can expect that the next week is going to be another week with downward momentum. But technically we have two supports here, so we can expect some pullback from this level. Also, the Friday, which was the last working day, was a very hectic day for the bulls. There was a lot of selling pressure due to the Fed address in the Jackson Hole Symposium, but still gold managed to stay above this support. So from there we can expect that next week gold is going to maintain this support and start moving towards upside once again. On daily time frame, we can see a beautiful pattern of a symmetrical triangle forming, and the gold is going to take support from make a breakout at this level at around 1751. So the goal for next week and couple of weeks is that the gold should stay in this zone of these two symmetrical triangles which are meeting at 1751. This should be the first goal. The second goal should be to stay above this trend line which is coming from the support of 1700 and 1682. If the gold broke this trend line, then another spell of downward momentum will be started, which will take gold to next level of 1600. But we should expect that gold is going to hold firm on this trend line and take support from this trend line. On moving averages, we can see that the price is getting rejection from 21 days moving average, while the 50 days moving average is still above at 1770. These are two resistances for next week. For next week we have our first resistance at 1764 and the second resistance at 1770 to 1775, while the main resistance is at 80. The breakout level is either the meeting point of this point, which is at 1752, or somewhere if this trend line is broken at 70 at somewhere in next week on any support or resistance level. After that, on a daily time frame, we are looking at a 3-strike arrow. See these 3 green candles and then one big red candle. Now this indicates a downward momentum. So we can expect that for next couple of days the gold is going to maintain a downward momentum for a few days in coming week. After that gold can go for a pullback. but this could also be a fast breakout because the gold was moving in an upside direction, and the sell-off came after the speech of the Fed Powell in Jackson Hole Symposium, and the gold resisted a lot as compared to the other commodities and indices of international markets. If you look at 4-hour time frame, which is going to be our main time frame for next week, we can see that on a 4-hour time frame the gold broke a trend line, a downwards trend line, but immediately got support on a 4-hour time frame, and then it started moving up. So on a 4-hour time frame we are looking at an opposite three strike arrow forming, a three line strike forming with a 4-hour with a candle in the form of, in the process of formation. So if the next candle is green and it manages to break this trend line on upside and closes above this level, or on Monday if we manage to close above 1741, then we are secure and ready for another pullback, and we can expect the target of 1765 once again. I am personally taking only long positions in gold with entry levels of 1730. My entry levels for this week are 1735 and then 1727 for coming week. I only perform long term and swing trades, and my target will be 1760. My first target will be for intra-week. I will be targeting 1765, 1755 and then 1765. If we look at the indicators, we can see that on a daily time frame the gold was already the correction of gold was already completed on stochastic RSI and MACD, while it was moving in an upside direction and got rejection from the 50 level of RSI. In coming week we can expect that the RSI, the gold is going to like stay sideways for a couple of days, or at least for the first few days, and then after completing its downside correction it will start moving upward. But the main trend on weekly time frame of gold is still downward, so one should be very cautious at taking long positions at resistance level. Should take long position only at the dips and at main support or key support levels. Taking long position at a higher level is strictly not recommended because the gold is moving in a downward direction in the weekly time frame. That was all for today. I hope it will help you. Thank you. Take care.